Hello, everyone. Very good morning. It's good to meet you all in another workshop. Okay, so no matter how you track your inventory, this session is definitely going to be useful because this session is all about managing orders and inventory. I'm John Wilfred, an evangelist with Zoho. So is my colleague Anjana Mahesh, and we will be your hosts. Today, we have Rahul and Jeffrina amidst us. Both share expertise in Zoho inventory. And just before we start, I would like to mention a few quick points. Make sure that you have signed into your Zoho account to shadow our actions. If you may need admin privileges to access certain features within Zoho inventory. And please do not mess with the existing settings. If you want to try out something, create a test instance and probably delete it after the session ends. Have a look at the agenda. So Rahul will take you through an introduction of Zoho inventory, followed by the hands-on training, and we'll quickly wrap the session with a recap. Without further ado, let me welcome Rahul to take the session forward. Rahul, the virtual stage is all yours.
Good morning to everyone who's attending the session today. It is wonderful connecting with all of you online. So before we dive deep into the session, I want everyone to have a basic understanding of what Zoho Inventory can do for your business. So what is Zoho Inventory? Zoho Inventory is a cloud-based inventory management application that helps businesses of all sizes streamline their inventory and order management process. So Zoho Inventory is going to be a cloud-based inventory management system using which you can manage all your orders and your inventory. So let me quickly show you the standout features in the Zoho Inventory application. So these are the standout features. So you will be able to perform advanced inventory control using Zoho Inventory. Do your order fulfillment. So whenever you receive an order from your customer, you are able to fulfill that order using Zoho Inventory. So you will be able to create your packages, shipments using Zoho Inventory. Order management. So you are able to take care of both your purchase orders as well as your sales orders using Zoho Inventory. If in case you maintain your stock across different locations, then using the multi-location feature within our application, you're able to manage your stock across these different locations. Zoho Inventory also has the barcode scanning and barcode generation feature, and it also provides you insightful reports for you to make the best decisions for your business. For today's discussion, we are going to take a business example and see how this particular person is going to be using Zoho Inventory to manage all their business activities. So the business that we have taken as an example for today's session is Linetti's Cameras. So this is Gina Linetti's camera retail business where she has two main components that she purchases and sells. She has the main camera unit and the battery. So with all electronic products, we know that there are serial numbers against those, particular items, so that you can keep a track of, whom exactly you bought it of, and then who exactly you sold it to. So that is the reason why she has also enabled serial number tracking for the main camera unit within the Zoho Inventory application. Now let's take a quick glance at the overview of Gina Linetti's business. So she starts off by purchasing the products online, and then she receives the products from her vendor, and then she stores it in her warehouse, transfers the stock to her retail location, then she receives her customer orders, packages the orders, then creates a shipment, and then completes her sale. So this is the flow diagram of her business. So now I'll be switching over to the Zoho Inventory application to guide you on the basic setup. So we will be taking a look at how to set up your organization profile, your locations within Zoho Inventory if in case you have multiple locations, set up your products, customers and vendor contacts, and also if in case you are an online seller, you will be also setting up your integration. And whenever you sign into your Zoho Inventory account, this is the first module that you'll be seeing, the dashboard of Zoho Inventory. This is basically an overview of what is happening with your business from an inventory perspective. So it will give you key details like sales activity, inventory summary, product details, top selling item. And the best part about the dashboard is that if you click on a specific data, it will take you to the corresponding module. So on the dashboard, you're not just simply presented with the data, you can click on the data to know more information about it. And there are also a few time range customizations that you can do to the dashboard. Now let's start with the basic setup process. Click on the gear icon, the settings option on the top right corner, and the first option that you'll be able to see under settings is the organization profile. Click on this to upload your logo, your business logo, and then you're also able to populate your company's address. And once all of the basic fields on this page is filled, you can scroll down to click on save. The reason why you're uploading your logo and your company details here is that whenever you create transactions, Zoho Inventory will look back into this particular section and capture the company's logo and your company's address from this particular place. So it is basically your company's information master. So once you populate all of these information, the next thing that you'll have to set up are the locations. So if in case you have multiple locations that you manage your inventory across. So when I say location, it is just not your warehouse. It might be your retail location. It might be your office location. It might be any location where you maintain stock. So in order to create a new warehouse within the application, click on the add new warehouse on the top right corner, mention the warehouse name, and then enter the address of the warehouse and click on save. Once you have created a warehouse within the application, it will be considered a location. So here for Linity's business, I have created two warehouses. Linity's cameras representing her retail location and her warehouse, which is her actual warehouse location. Okay, so once we have completed setting up the organization profile and the warehouses within the application, the next thing that you'll have to do is to set up the integrations. So again, under settings, you will be able to find integrations as an option. Go into integrations, and if in case you're an online seller, you will be able to configure all your marketplace and shopping cart integrations here. Linity sells on Zoho Commerce and on Shopify. So for to enable her integration, she'll head on to Zoho Commerce section where she will be able to enable the integration. And for shopping cart, she uses Shopify. So Shopify integration is also very simple to set up. So she will be able to set up the integration here within the respective section. And if in case you're a marketplace seller, keep in mind that Zoho Inventory integrates with Etsy for now. Okay, so these are the integrations that you'll have to set up. Let me quickly recap what all we'll have to do under settings. You'll have to set up your organization profile, your warehouses, which is nothing but your locations, and then you can set up your integrations. Once you're done with all of these processes, you can start with creating your products within the application. So go to the items module and you will be able to see a set of sub modules. Let's start off with the simplest one, which is the items sub module. In order to create a new product within the application, click on the add new option on the top right corner, where you will be able to populate all of the basic information about the product and click on save to create this item within the application. So with a quick glance, you would have noticed that certain fields are in red color. The reason for this is because it is for you to know that these fields are mandatory. So you will have to populate these fields in order to save the record within the system. So we will populate the name of the product. SKU is nothing but the stock keeping unit associated with the item. So if in case you have a barcode associated with the product, you will enter the barcode in the place of SKU. If in case you do not have a barcode for the item, make sure you enter the alphanumerical value here or the numerical value, and you will be able to generate barcodes using the Zoho Inventory application. And also you can populate the unit of measurement in this field. Scroll down, populate the selling price and the cost price of the product, and scroll down and make sure that the track inventory option for the item is enabled. This is the option that monitors all the transactions that you create, and based on the transactions your stock is going to be increased or decreased. If you create a purchase transaction, your stock will increase, and if you create a sales transaction, your stock is going to decrease, and that will only happen if you enable the track inventory option. Zoho Inventory also has advanced inventory tracking features, which include serial number tracking and batch tracking. So if it is a normal product for which you don't want any advanced inventory tracking, you can just choose the none option. Or in case of electronic products like the one that I mentioned in the beginning of the session, where Gina wants to keep a track of each and every camera that she buys and sells, she'll make sure to enable the track serial numbers option. If in case the products that you buy and sell are on lots and each of the lot has its own manufacturing date and expiry date, then you will make use of the track batches option. So these are the advanced inventory tracking options within the Zoho Inventory application. One of the key features in Zoho Inventory is the ability to maintain reorder points for the items that you are creating within the application. So whenever you are creating a product, if say for example you're entering the reorder point as 20, so if the stock reaches this particular level or falls below this level, Zoho Inventory has the ability to remind you that this particular item is low on stock and you need to restock or purchase this particular item. So through the intelligence, it will keep monitoring your stock, and once it reaches the reorder point or falls below the reorder point, your stock, Zoho Inventory will send out a warning to you saying that this particular item is low on stock. And when you're creating this item, if in case you already have certain stock on hand, then make sure to enter the stock in the place of opening stock and the value of the stock against the opening stock value field. So these are the basic fields that you'll have to populate in order to create an item, and you can also add images when you're creating the product. Click on save to create your product. So I'll quickly show you an example of an item that I've created. So camera battery, where you will be able to see that there are different sections under the item. The overview section will display all the basic details about the product, which includes the item name, SKU, the purchase information, and the sales information. You will be able to see all the stock related information on the right hand side. So this is your overall organization stock. So when I say organization stock, all the locations put together. If you want to see location wise breakdown of your stock, then you will be able to check it under the stock locations tabular column. So here you will be able to view each of the locations name and the stock against that particular location. Under the transactions tab, you will be able to see all the transactions associated to this particular item. You have adjustment section to display all the adjustments against this item, and a history section to track all the activity against this product. So who created this product? If someone edits and makes changes to the product, then it is considered as an update. So who did the update and when was it done? All of these information will be captured under the items history section. And if in case you have enabled serial number tracking for a product, there will also be a serial numbers tab to show you all the available serial numbers and a section for you to find serial numbers. I'll talk more about this once we create a few transactions within the application. Let's quickly take a look at how composite items will be useful for certain businesses. So if in case you want to combine 2 or more products and sell them as a bundle or a kit, then you will make use of composite items. And this module can also handle basic manufacturing as well as assembly. So if in case you are putting 2 or more products together and you're creating a final finished product, then you will make use of composite items module to do that. Defining a composite item is very simple. You just have to populate the basic details about the composite product and associate what all items goes into the making of the composite product. So in the case of Linity's cameras, I have created a camera kit by associating camera battery and camera unit to this particular composite item, and I've defined the quantity required as 1 for each. Okay, so whenever she wants to take the stock out of camera battery and camera unit, she will create bundles so that the stock of the associated products goes down and the stock of her composite item increases. So I will show you this process later during the session. So once you have set up all your products within the application, the next thing that you'll have to do is to set up your contacts. When I say contacts, I'm talking about the customer and the vendor contacts. So let's quickly take a look at how to create a customer contact within the application. Click on the add new option on the top right corner. Populate the customer name. And you will have to, of course, populate all the mandatory fields. And you also have the option to keep a track of the address of the contact that you're trying to create. Contact persons related to this particular customer contact. If you want to create additional fields and capture additional information about this particular contact, you can also create custom fields to do that. So custom fields is not just for the contacts module, it is available for all the modules within Zoho Inventory. So you can create your own fields to capture additional information. And remarks section to keep notes about this particular customer contact that we are trying to create. So once you populate all of these information, click on save. So under the contact, again, you'll have, different sections, overview, and on the left-hand side, you will be able to see all the basic details. Outstanding receivables. Since this is a customer contact, it will display how much the customer owes to us if in case there is any, balance pending. And then you have a timeline format to display all the activities against this particular contact. Comment section to display all the remarks about this particular customer. Sales to display all the sales transactions against this particular customer contact. And the option to take an overall statement. So you can mention the time range for which you want to generate the statement for, and you will be able to get an overall statement for the time range that you have specified. You can also send it as an email to your customer. So whatever options we have seen under the customers module, how to create a customer and how to how a customer contact will look like once it is created, the same applies for vendor contacts as well. So the creation page is also is going to be very similar to the customer creation page. And once a vendor contact is created, this is how it is going to look like. So the only difference that you will be able to see here is outstanding payables, how much amount we owe to our vendor, and purchases section to display all the purchase transactions against this particular vendor. So this is how you create contacts within the application. Now, I have shown you how to create, each record manually, but I do understand, most of you will have a lot of records to be created within the system. Do not worry. Zoho Inventory supports the import-export functionality. So you just have to prepare an Excel sheet with all your data in the specified format. So if you want to know the format, go to the respective, module. Say, for example, you want to import the vendors today. So go to the vendors module. Click on the three-lined icon on the top right corner where you will be able to find the import vendors option. And then on this page, we would have also given you the sample file, which will contain the headers and some sample data. You can arrange your data according to this format and import it into the application to have them created in bulk. So now that we have seen what goes into the basic setup of Zoho Inventory, I quickly want to get into a poll. So I want to ask everyone if you sell online. Are you an online seller? So the poll should be active. I want everybody to give a simple yes or no answer. And if in case whatever we have seen so far, if you have any questions, Jeffrina is online to answer all your questions. So make sure to post your questions on the questions tab. And I also have a very quick task for you. I want you to create an item, a vendor contact and a customer contact within Zoho Inventory so that we can, try to create a purchase transaction and a sales transaction shortly. So in order to create an item, as I've shown to you, you can go to the items module, under which you will be able to see a set of sub modules. Open the items sub module, and here on the top right you will be able to see the add new option on the top right corner. So populate the necessary information. I've already mentioned that the red color fields are mandatory, so you can populate the mandatory fields and then scroll down to click on save. So do the same for the vendor and the customer contact creation also. If in case you're not able to fit in everything within the 2 minutes time that we have given, it is all right. I'll quickly take you back to Zoho inventory. Click on the add new option, go to the respective module. If in case you're on the item creation part, go to the items module, click on the add new option, make sure to populate all of the mandatory fields and click on save. All right, so I believe that everybody would have tried to create an item, a vendor, and a customer contact within the application. Let's move on to the next section. So the next section of this particular session is going to be purchases. How Gina is managing her purchase using Zoho inventory. So let's quickly jump back into the Zoho inventory application. We saw how to create a vendor contact, and we have also created a few products. Now let's go ahead and start creating a purchase transaction. So we will start by creating a purchase order. Select the vendor from whom you wish to purchase the product from. Scroll down, select the items that you wish to purchase. So I'm selecting camera battery and then the main camera unit. I'm entering that I want to purchase 10 units of each of these items. I scroll down and I click on save. Once a purchase order is created within the system, I have the option to take a PDF copy of this particular purchase order and then send it to my vendor. Or I can take a physical copy, a printout, and then send it to my vendor. Or I can directly email it to my vendor. Once I have sent it to my vendor, I will mark this as issued. So I have created a purchase order and I have sent it to my vendor. The next stage will be for us to receive the products against the purchase order. And in Zoho inventory, you have two options to do that. You can either mark it as received or create a receipt. So if you mark it as received, as the name suggests, all the products that you have mentioned in the purchase order, including the quantity, will get received. But if you click on create receipt, you can actually mention what are the products that you're receiving, how much quantity you're receiving, and you can click on receipt. So this is how you create partial receipts within the application. So once your receipt is created, you can then convert the receipt to a bill. Bill creation in Zoho inventory is nothing but you recording the vendor invoice into the system. So in the place of bill number, make sure to enter your vendor invoice number, and then the rest of the other information will be carried forward from your receipt to your bill. You don't have to populate anything manually. If in case you have a serial number tracked product or a batch tracked product, in those cases alone, you will be asked to enter the batch numbers or the serial numbers that is entering into your inventory, so that the Zoho inventory system can keep a track of all the serial numbers and the batches that are entering into the stock. So once you have populated the batch numbers or the serial numbers for those products, you can click on save. You have recorded the bill. The next step will be for you to record the payment that you are making to your vendor. So on the top right, you will be able to find the record payment option. Click on the record payment option, where you will be able to mention what is the amount that you're paying to your vendor, what is the payment mode. All of these can be populated here, and you can click on save. So your payment has now been made. And the bill has also changed its status to paid. So this is the entire purchase process. So let me quickly summarize the purchase process for you. We started off by creating a purchase order, following which we created a receipt within the system. Then we converted the receipt to a bill. Bill is nothing but the vendor invoice, and then you recorded the payment that you're making to your vendor against the bill that you have recorded within the system. This is your entire purchase process. Now that we have some stock within our inventory, I want to quickly transfer certain units from one location to another location. And to do that, I will be making use of the transfer orders module. So in the beginning of the session, we made sure to define all the locations within the system, and to transfer stock between the locations, click on the add new option on the top right corner, mention the transfer order number. You can always auto generate this number as well. I'm giving a manual input for now. Select the source warehouse and the destination warehouse. So Gina purchased products to her warehouse and now she's sending it to her retail location. So I will select the products that she wants to, send to her retail location. So it is going to be the camera battery and the camera unit. This time, let's say she's only sending 5 of each. She purchased 10, but she's sending out 5 units to her retail location. And Zoho Inventory will definitely ask her to populate the serial numbers that she is sending out. And she can also scan the serial numbers if in case she has serial numbers barcoded. So we have given the serial numbers as an input. Now we scroll down and we will have two options here. So you can either initiate the transfer or mark it as transferred. If you click on mark as transferred, the stock will be considered to be transferred to the destination location immediately. But if you initiate the transfer, the goods will be considered in transportation. So it will be given the in transit status, and later once it is it has reached the destination location, you can mark it as transferred. So this is how you transfer stock from one location to another. Let me quickly also show you how the composite items works. So I earlier mentioned how to define a composite item, and I've also given you an example of a camera kit where we have associated camera battery and a camera unit. So if in case Gina wants to create a kit out of these two products, she's going to take a camera battery and a camera unit and she's going to kit these products. She will create bundles. She can actually mention how many bundles she want to create in the quantity to bundle section. So in the quantity to bundle section, she can mention the quantity that she wants to bundle, and Zoho Inventory will automatically tell her based on the composition how much of camera battery and camera unit she requires. And it will also display how many bundles she can create based on the available stock. She has to select the location from which she's going to utilize the stock. So she's going to select the retail location. She's going to create one bundle. She of course has to select the serial number here as well and click on save. Once you save the bundle, what will happen is that the stock of your associated products, camera battery and camera unit, reduces, and the stock of your camera kit goes up. So that is the reason why you create bundles, to reduce the stock of the associated products and increase the stock of the composite product. So this is how composite items works within the application. So we saw the purchase process. I also mentioned that you're able to maintain reorder points when I was talking to you about the items module. We saw how to create purchase order, receipts, bills, and payments made to the vendor. So this is how our stock has been. We purchased it to our warehouse. From the warehouse, we transferred certain units to the store, and then we also created a kit. Now I have a quick task for you. I want you to try and create an entire purchase transaction within the system. So start off by going to the purchase orders module, create a purchase order, just select the vendor and the products, and you will be able to click on save. Once you have created the purchase order, I want you to go ahead and create receipts against the purchase order, and then convert the receipt to a bill, and also record the payment that you're making to your vendor. So once you have completed the entire purchase cycle from the purchase order creation to the payments made, I want you to go to the respective item for which you created a purchase transaction. So go to the item for which you created the purchase transaction and see the stock changes reflecting on the right hand side. So on the right hand side, you'll be able to see your stock has gone up for both accounting and physical stock. So this kind of stock information will be displayed here. And if you want to see stock based on your locations, then make sure to check it under the stock locations tabular column. Okay, so and please note that there are two types of stock. There is the accounting stock and the physical stock. When creating the transaction, just have a check on when the physical stock is getting affected and when the accounting stock is getting affected. Now let's see how to manage sales using Zoho Inventory. So let me take you back to the application where we start the sales process by recording a sales order within the system. So let's say Gina has a customer called Mark. He's calling and placing an order at the retail location. So she's creating a sales order manually within the system. She selects the customer contact, scrolls down, select the product that Mark wants to buy. So let's say Mark wants to buy one camera unit and two batteries. So you're entering in the place of quantity, the quantity that Mark chooses to purchase, and scroll down and click on save. Once the sales order has been created, you can mark it as confirmed once you receive the customer confirmation for that particular order. So if in case you're selling your products online, you don't have to manually create the sales order which I just showed to you right now. Your sales order will be automatically created and the order status will be in the confirm status, as you can see it on the screen right now. So from here on, the process for managing both sales, online sales as well as offline sales is going to be the same. So once the order is into Zoho Inventory, you will create a package for that particular sales order. So creating a package is nothing but you letting the system know what exactly you are packing into a carton box or a parcel. So to keep a track of this, you will enter a package number. Again, you can auto generate these numbers. I'm entering a manual value here, and you can mention what all items you are packing into this particular carton box. Click on save, and your package would have been created. Now against the package, you are asked to create a shipment, and for shipment you have two options. You can go for the ship manually option or the ship via carrier option. So if you have integrated your carrier with Zoho Inventory, so let's say you work with Australia Post and you have integrated your Australia Post account with Zoho Inventory. The advantage of this integration is that you can generate the shipping label of Australia Post directly from within Zoho Inventory. You don't have to go to Australia Post website to do this. And if in case you are having a carrier that does not integrate with Zoho Inventory, if you're working with a carrier that does not integrate with Zoho Inventory, or if you have your own team to take care of the shipment, then go for the ship manually option. Mention the person or the carrier who's responsible for the shipment and click on save. So once your shipment is created, you can also mark it as delivered. So in the case of carrier shipments, where you have integrated your carrier with Zoho Inventory, the shipment will be automatically marked as delivered. And if in case you're using any other carrier from the carriers that integrate with Zoho Inventory, still you will be able to do the shipment tracking process using the after ship integration that Zoho Inventory offers. Or if in case you have your own team to take care of the shipment, then you'll have to manually mark it as delivered once it is delivered to your customer. And the last thing that you'll be doing against a sales order is to convert the sales order to an invoice. So all the information will be carried forward from the sales order to the invoice. If in case you have serial number tracking enabled for your products, make sure to add the serial number that you're selling, scroll down, and then click on save. Once your invoice is created, you can also record the payment that your customer is making against this particular invoice. So click on the record payment option, mention how much amount you're receiving from the customer, the payment date, the payment mode, all of that can be mentioned here. One of the key integrations that Zoho Inventory has is the online payment gateway integrations. So if in case you are working with any of these online payment gateways, you can have them integrated with Zoho Inventory. And the advantage of having them integrated is that whenever you create an invoice, you can send a payment link to your customer and they can directly make the payment online. If in case it's a payment that they're making through cash or check, you can record the payment manually, and your invoice status will be converted to paid. So this is the entire sales process. So you started off by creating a sales order within the system. Then you created a package to let the system know what exactly you are packing into a carton box or a parcel. Then you created a shipment for the package that you had created, and then converted the sales order to an invoice to collect the payments from your customer. If in case your customer says that they want to return certain products, keep in mind that Zoho Inventory can also manage returns. So we have a separate returns module where you have two sections again, sales return and credit notes. So go to the respective sales order for which you want to create a sales return, and on the top right you will have a create drop down under which you'll be able to initiate the sales return process. So sales return is for you to bring the physical stock back into your inventory, and credit notes is for you to manage the refund or the store credits that you're giving out to your customers. So this is the entire sales process, and we have also seen how to manage returns within the application. Now I want you to actually try how to create a sales transaction within the application. So I have quickly shown you what are the stock changes for Gina's business after she made the sales. But I want you to try and create a sample sales transaction and see your stock changes. So let me quickly summarize the process sales transaction for you. So you start off by creating a sales order. Go to the sales order module and you will be able to see the add new option on the top right corner. Make sure to select the customer and the items that the customer wants to purchase from you. Once all of these information is populated, click on save. Then create a package, a shipment, and then an invoice against this particular sales transaction. And you can also record the payment that you're receiving from your customer against the invoice. So once you are going through this process, once you have gone through this process, I want you to go back to the item to check the stock related information. Okay. So go to the respective product and you can check the stock changes being reflected here under the product. Okay. So go to the item that you have made a sales transaction for, and you can check the stock being reduced. While walking you through the purchase and the sales process, I'm asking you to go to the respective item to check the stock changes being reflected. But in cases, in business scenarios, you'll not be able to do it for each and every individual product. You will need to do it for multiple products easily. So that takes me to the next part of my session, which is the reports module. So Gina, for her business, gets insights from the reports module. So on the dashboard, if you see on the left hand side from the list of modules, you will be able to find the reports module as well. So under reports, you can take a look at all of the product related information in bulk. So if you go to inventory summary, for all the products that you're maintaining, you will be able to see the stock. And we have categorized the reports based on sales, inventory, receivables, payments receipt, payables, purchases and expenses, and lastly activity. Okay, so all the reports that you're looking for will be available here within the system. And within a particular report, if you would like, you can also customize the time range and get the report for that particular time range that you have specified. And also if you want to customize a few things, you can also click on customize report, where you will be able to customize the report to an extent. Okay, so these are the options that you will be able to find under the reports module. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the session, you can also get insights from the dashboard that we have given. So you can make use of the dashboard as well as the reports module to get your insights. So what other things can Gina do using Zoho Inventory is what we are going to see next. She can manage back orders using Zoho Inventory. So what is back order? Whenever you don't have stock for a particular item, but you receive a customer's order and you want to fulfill this, so you will place a purchase order to your vendor, get the products, and then fulfill it to your customer. So Gina did not have stock. When someone placed the order, she did not say no. She rather placed an order to her vendor, got the stock, and then she fulfilled the order. In the case of drop shipment, she will ask her vendor to directly ship it to the customer. So here she is not going to be receiving any stock into her inventory. Rather, she will ask her vendor to directly deliver the products to the customer. So this kind of business is now becoming very common across the business industry. So most of the businesses are adopting drop shipment, where they're collecting their customers orders and they're asking their vendors to fulfill the orders for them. There is also customized templates option within Zoho Inventory. So we would have seen that there are a lot of transactions that you can create within the application. So you're able to create purchase order, sales order, bills, invoices. So if you want to customize the look and feel of these transaction templates, you can do that. You can also customize the email templates. So we would have seen that there are a lot of in-app emails that are being generated. So if in case you want to customize the content, what exactly should be in the from address, whom should be in the to address, what should be the email content, everything can be customized within the system. And we also have abilities to set up alerts and automation within the system, which I'll be talking to you about shortly. And then Zoho Inventory can also deal with multiple currencies. So if in case you have a foreign vendor or a foreign customer, you can manage those transactions in the foreign currency using our Zoho Inventory application. Now, I want you to take a look at the automation section within Zoho Inventory. So under settings, you have a separate section for automation. This is one of the most powerful sections within Zoho Inventory. So if you want to create an email alert, so let's take an email alert for an example. You can select the entity. So I am selecting my entity as sales order, and then I'm saying that whenever a sales order is created, I want the system to check if the total is greater than $1,000. If in case the total is greater than $1,000, then send this particular email to the users that I'm specifying. So I can mention the email recipients and also additional recipients, the from address, the subject, and also what should be the content. So probably a manager has to be notified whenever an order is placed above $1,000. In those kind of cases, you don't have to manually send out emails. Zoho Inventory will do the work for you. It will monitor based on the set trigger criteria, and if the trigger criteria is met, here the trigger criteria is total above 1,000, the trigger criteria is met, the email alert will be triggered. So similarly, you can update a field for a particular trigger criteria and also send out in-app notifications based on a fixed trigger criteria. We also have webhooks within Zoho Inventory. So this is for you to transfer specific information from Zoho Inventory to a third-party application. So using the webhook tool, you will be able to do that. And custom function is a very advanced automation section. So whenever you have certain specific automations that you will have to achieve, make sure to check with the team if it is going to be possible using custom function. So I will give you a small example. So let's say whenever a sales order is being created, you want the system to automatically convert the sales order to an invoice. So these kind of automations can be achieved using custom function. A little amount of coding will be involved here, but then our support team will be able to help you with the process. So we will also take a look at the other Zoho applications that Gina can use alongside Zoho Inventory. So we have Zoho CRM, our customer relationship management tool. So if in case she's has a lot of customers and she wants to manage her customer base, she can go for the Zoho CRM integration with Zoho Inventory. Zoho Books is our accounting tool, and Zoho Books and Zoho Inventory has a seamless integration. So if you are using both Zoho Inventory and Zoho Books at the same time, you can do all your inventory operations using Zoho Inventory. And in the meanwhile, Zoho Books will take care of all your accounting related operations in the backend. And we have Zoho Analytics, our advanced business intelligence tool, using which you can generate your own reports as well as your own dashboards. So we saw, within Zoho Inventory itself, we have a reports module. But apart from that, if you want to create any specific reports or dashboards, you can make use of the Zoho Analytics integration to do that. And Zoho Click is our chat application. So if you want your business people to have a communication platform, you can opt for Zoho Click. Send out notifications from Zoho Inventory to Zoho Click as well. And Zoho Desk is our ticketing tool. So this concludes my session. Over to you, Anjana.
Fantastic. So I'm just going to jump into the recap session. So firstly, as you'd see, Rahul had given us an introduction on Zoho Inventory, and then he jumped into how to create items, contact, and vendor. And then thirdly, we just had a look at how to do the purchase order process. And then we jumped into stock and sales process. And finally, he did give you some information on how to integrate. If nothing pops up at the moment, you can also still, write us to support@au@zohoinventory.com as well. We will be answering within like 24/7. So please make sure you can pop in your questions there as well. And another exciting news, we are going to start the next series. Absolutely, from the 10th of September. So we are going to get some more exciting workshops coming up. Please make sure you register them by today. It's absolutely free as well. And we'll have a lot of our experts are going to be there, going to answer your questions, and it's going to be more, interactive, lively as well. So please make sure you register it. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you guys next time. Take care and be safe.